Hey guys, Ryan from Thailand Retro Mods here, coming to you with a video that I really don't want to be making, but I kind of have to. How to fix paint crash damage or paint transfer on your car. So let's get stuck into it and teach you how to fix it. Cool, so what we're going to be using is a Magic Eraser, a clay bar, some MOS2, some MOS2, which is one of the Thai oils. You can also use WD-40, which I do have WD-40, but I'm going to be using so much of it I'd rather not, because this is super cheap here in Thailand. WD-40 is expensive, and a bottle with just some soapy water in it. So let's assess the damage from front to back. I'll just get the light a little bit better for you. So obviously white Hilux, that is tire marks. So the first thing I'll say too is we don't know how well this is going to come. Results may vary depending on how deep the scratches are. It's obviously into the headlights as well, but you can see straight away there it's coming off the headlights pretty easy. So that's not too bad. If we go to the back of the car though, this is munted. That's quite a shunt right in there, which is going to be a fold, and I can already see across the top here that's a pretty deep scratch. So we're going to see how we can go and see what kind of results we can get. First step is you want to soften all the damage by spraying some of this on there. So what this is doing is just getting soaked into the paint, so that way it's kind of softening it up but leaving the paint underneath nice and clean. So give that a little bit of a go over, and same on the back here, just soaking it up real nice and easy. I can see that's a scratch rather than paint transfer, but we'll see how we go. Oh, and this stuff stinks, so let's see how that goes. Let that soak in for a little bit, get all over the tyres so she can get another crash. So next step is water off your sponge, so the sponge is nice and wet. And you want to grab your cloth, so grab your clean cloth, wipe off there, no S2 stuff, wipe it off. Give it another lap, just for good luck. Soak in there, wipe it off, and then use the Magic Eraser nice and wet, and just rub in the direction of the damage. So rub in the direction of the damage, so come in here, let's see. Nice and wet, water the surface, and you see that it's removing the paint transfer, leaving the original paint there, and then what you're going to be left with is the damage. See there already. So that's gotten a lot of it gone. We're still going to need to polish it obviously, but that's the process, guys. And then obviously after you've done that, clay it back so you get all the stuff off, all the contaminants out of the paint, and then that after you've clayed it, allows you to get to polishing. Okay, cool. As you can see, yeah, she's got into a bingle for what, the fourth time this month. We just had the whole other side of the car repainted, and now we're gonna have to do this. But I'm not completely blaming her, because if another thing you can see is the limo tint all over this car when we bought it. Why the would you tint front windows on a car? Stupidly dangerous. For months and months and months I was telling her to fix it, and then I was going to go and pull off the tint. I didn't do it, and then at night time she pulled into a lane and there was another ute there, or truck, or whatever you want to call it, in that lane already. She should have looked, but at the same token, it's very common here in Thailand for people to me. They see a gap in the traffic and they jump into that gap, not thinking they should probably leave it there in case someone needs to be in that lane. So and you can see the same panel here, so all the paint transfer gone. The Magic Eraser has obviously scuffed a little bit, but nothing like, you know, doing an 800 2000, 3000 sand or anything like that, we can cut and polish all that back out, and it's looking good. Now typically I say don't work on cars in direct sunlight, it's usually one of my rules, but in this case it's good because we want some heat in the panel to soften up the residue. So good stuff done. And job done. You can see there's a lot of hazing left on the paint, which we're going to have to get onto the machine polisher and cut and polish that out. Some damage there, which was obviously to be expected. So damage here, but overall you can probably drive it down the street without everyone looking at you.